Welcome to the deep dive. Get ready to explore the wonderfully weird world of the world's strangest festivals. We've gathered some really fascinating material today. It just reveals how creative and, well, sometimes pretty out there human celebrations can actually be.
Definitely. Forget your usual summer fair or, local parade.
Right. We're diving into things like giant tomato battles, spiritual rituals involving, well, not many clothes.
And even jumping over babies.
Exactly. That one sounds particularly wild.
It really does. Festivals are kind of like cultural DNA, aren't they? They hold all these traditions, beliefs, the real core values of a society.
That's a great way to put it.
And the ones we're looking at today, they really dial those signals way up, often in really unexpected ways.
So what's on the list? Give us a sneak peek.
Okay, so we've got La Tomatina in Spain, Hadaka Matsuri in Japan.
The Naked Festival, right.
That's the one. Also the baby jumping festival, El Colacho, back in Spain.
Yeah.
And there's Kanamara Matsuri in Japan, again, the cheese rolling festival in the UK.
Oh, I've heard about that one. Sounds painful.
It often is. The Monkey Buffet in Thailand, Burning Man in the US, Taipusam, which is mainly in Southeast Asia, the Worm Charming Championships.
Worm Charming, seriously.
Yep. And finally, the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos in Mexico. Quite a range.
Wow, okay. So our mission today, basically, is to dig into these, find the most interesting bits, the origins, the weird practices, what they actually mean.
Exactly. Give you the core stuff, the aha moments,
Yeah.
Kind of a shortcut to being, well, pretty informed about some seriously unusual global parties.
Perfect. Consider this your ticket to being that person with the amazing weird facts at the next gathering. All right, let's jump in. First up, the one that sounds like pure messy fun, La Tomatina.
Yes, La Tomatina. This happens every year, last Wednesday of August, in a town called Buñol in Spain.
And it's literally just a massive food fight with tomatoes.
Pretty much, but on a huge scale. We're talking like thousands of people chucking over 100 metric tons of overripe tomatoes at each other.
100 tons? Where did this even start? It sounds completely chaotic.
Or if the story goes, it was pretty random. Back in 1945, there was some kind of dispute. Maybe at a local parade or market. And it just sort of escalated into people grabbing tomatoes from a stall and throwing them.
Just a spontaneous veggie brawl that's stuck?
Kind of. It wasn't official for years, just kept happening. Sometimes the police even tried to stop it, but eventually it caught on, It tapped into something.
Like a need to just let loose?
Maybe, yeah. Communal joy. Bit of lighthearted rebellion, perhaps. Anyway, now it's a huge ticketed event. They bring in tomatoes just for this, their rules. Safety stuff.
So it went from chaos to organized chaos.
Exactly. And it pulls in tourists from all over the world. It's a symbol of just messy fun. Makes you think about why we sometimes need that kind of release, doesn't it?
It really does. That temporary permission to just be utterly ridiculous together. Okay, from messy fun to something that sounds intense. Hadaka Matsuri in Japan. The Naked Festival.
Right. Very different vibe here. This one happens in February, which is, freezing in Japan.
February, okay.
At the Saideji Temple in Okayama. And yeah, thousands of men participate wearing only traditional loincloths. Fundoshi, they're called.
So nearly naked in the freezing cold, is this for fun or?
Oh, no, not fun in the same way as Tomatina. This is deeply spiritual. It's a Shinto purification ritual, and the tradition is old, like over 500 years old.
Wow, 5 centuries. So what's the ritual itself? What do they do?
Well, there are purification rites first, washing in icy water, that sort of thing. Then the main event is when a priest throws these sacred wooden sticks, called shingi, down into the crowd from a window.
Okay.
And the men all scramble, wrestle, try desperately to catch one of these shingi.
Why? What's the significance of catching a stick?
Catching a shingi is believed to bring good luck, happiness, prosperity for the entire year. So the competition is fierce.
I can only imagine thousands of freezing, nearly naked guys fighting over lucky sticks.
It's quite a sight, apparently. The combination of the ancient ritual, the sheer number of people, the extreme conditions is very compelling. Really speaks to that deep human drive for blessings, for good fortune.
Definitely a powerful image. Okay, let's shift gears again. Back to Spain. And this one, well, it sounds alarming. The baby jumping festival, El Colacho.
Ah, yes, El Colacho. This one always gets a reaction. It happens annually during the Feast of Corpus Christi in a village called Castrillo de Murcia.
And it involves jumping over actual babies? Please tell me I misunderstood that.
Nope, you heard right. Men dress up as a figure representing the devil that's El Colacho, and they literally leap over rows of babies, newborns usually, who are laid out on mattresses in the street.
Okay, wait. Why? That sounds incredibly dangerous.
It sounds, I know. But look, this tradition goes back to 1620, so over 400 years. And reports always emphasize it's done with a lot of care and reverence. It's not reckless.
But still, jumping over infants, what's the symbolism?
The core idea is cleansing the babies from original sin. El Calacho, the devil, by jumping over them, is thought to absorb the sin or ward off evil spirits, basically protecting the babies and blessing them with good health for the future.
Huh. So the devil figure is actually doing something good, in a way.
In the specific ritual context, yes. It's this really fascinating blend of Catholic feast days and probably much older, maybe pagan folk beliefs about protection and purification.
It's certainly unique. I mean, the visual alone, hard to forget. All right, let's head back to Japan for Kanamara Matsuri, also known as the Festival of the Steel Phallus.
That's the one. Held every April in Kawasaki near Tokyo. And yes, it is very much centered around the phallus, particularly a large portable shrine shaped like one, often made of steel or wood.
Okay, so what's the story there?
Its roots are in Shinto and possibly Buddhist traditions related to fertility, marriage, and childbirth. There's also a specific historical connection. It's said that local sex workers used to pray at the shrine associated with the festival for protection against sexually transmitted infections and for good business.
Interesting. So a mix of fertility rites and practical health concerns.
Exactly. And over time, it's evolved. While the, let's say, phallic imagery is everywhere, statues, carvings, decorations, even lollipops and candy.
Slight chuckle. Okay.
The modern festival is really a celebration of fertility in general, healthy births, happy marriages, and also, importantly, sexual health awareness.
So despite the potentially shocking imagery, it has a positive message.
Very much so. It's known for being surprisingly family-friendly, actually. Lots of laughter, very open atmosphere.
Right.
And it often raises money for HIV/AIDS research and awareness. It's a great example of tackling a potentially taboo subject with openness and even joy.
That's quite a contrast. Taking something potentially awkward and making it a community celebration. Okay, from symbolic anatomy to something potentially involving actual broken anatomy. The cheese rolling festival in England.
Ah, Cooper's Hill cheese rolling. Yes, near Gloucester. This happens every spring bank holiday.
And it's as simple as it sounds. They roll cheese down a hill.
They roll a 9-pound wheel of double Gloucester cheese down Cooper's Hill, yes, and people chase after it.
But Cooper's Hill isn't just any hill, is it? I've seen pictures. It looks treacherous.
Treacherous is putting it mildly. It's incredibly steep, almost vertical in places, and very uneven. The cheese gets going fast.
So chasing it is basically controlled falling, or maybe uncontrolled.
Pretty much. Very few people actually catch the cheese. The winner is usually the first person to reach the bottom of the hill, by whatever means necessary, tumbling, sliding, running if they're lucky.
And injuries are common.
Oh, yeah. Sprains, broken bones, concussions. The local ambulance service is always on standby. It's notoriously dangerous.
Why do they do it then, for a wheel of cheese?
Good question. The origins are murky. Some say it's hundreds of years old, maybe linked to pagan rituals for land rights or fertility. Now, it seems to be pure tradition combined with maybe a particular British love for eccentric, slightly dangerous challenges.
A badge of honor to have survived it, perhaps.
Perhaps. It gets international attention precisely because it's so bonkers and risky. It's definitely one of the UK's weirder claims to fame.
I'll say. Okay, let's travel somewhere warmer. Thailand for the Monkey Buffet Festival. This sounds much less hazardous.
For the humans, definitely. This takes place in Lopburi, a city north of Bangkok, usually in November.
And it's literally a buffet for monkeys.
Exactly that. A huge, lavish feast is laid out specifically for the thousands of macaque monkeys that live in and around the city, particularly near the ancient temples.
How much food are we talking?
A lot. Reports say over 4,000 kilograms. That's like 9,000 pounds of fruits, vegetables, sticky rice, sweets, even cans of soda sometimes, all arranged on tables or in giant displays.
Wow. Why? Are the monkeys particularly revered?
Yes, locally they are. There's a belief they bring good luck and prosperity to the area, possibly linked to the monkey god Hanuman from the Ramayana epic. So the feast is a way of thanking them and ensuring their continued positive influence.
And it's become a tourist thing, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's a major tourist draw. The sight of hundreds, maybe thousands of monkeys just feasting on this incredible spread is pretty surreal and, well, very photogenic. It's a unique way a community shows harmony, or at least accommodation, with its local wildlife.
Definitely sounds like a spectacle. Okay, changing gears completely now. Let's talk about Burning Man. Not ancient, but certainly strange and famous.
Right, Burning Man happens annually, late August into early September, out in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. And it's less a traditional festival, more like the creation of a temporary city.
A city based on what principles? It's not about commerce, right?
No, not at all. That's key. Decommodification is one of its core principles. Inside the main event, money doesn't really change hands directly. It's based on things like radical inclusion, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, community effort, leaving no trace.
Radical seems to be a theme.
It is. The whole thing started pretty small, back in 1986 on a beach in San Francisco, with friends burning a wooden figure. It grew and eventually moved to the desert.
And the man still burns.
Yes, the climax is the burning of a large wooden effigy, the man, on Saturday night. But the week leading up to it is the main experience. People build incredible theme camps, massive interactive art installations rise out of the dust. There are mutant vehicles, costumes. It's this explosion of creativity.
So it's about creating this alternative society just for a week.
That's a good way to put it. A temporary society focused on art, participation, and experience rather than consumption. It's a major countercultural gathering, for sure. And visually, it's like nothing else on Earth.
Sounds intense in its own way. Now, let's move to something deeply spiritual again, and also physically intense. Thaipusam.
Thaipusam, yes. This is a Hindu festival celebrated mainly by the Tamil community. You see major celebrations in Malaysia, Singapore, India, usually late January or early February.
And it honors who?
It honors Lord Murugan, the Hindu god of war, son of Shiva and Parvati. It commemorates the time his mother gave him a divine spear, the Vel, to vanquish a powerful demon. So it's about the victory of good over evil.
Okay. And what makes it stand out in terms of practices? It's known for being quite extreme.
It is. The most visible aspect is the acts of devotion involving piercing. Devotees prepare for weeks or months with fasting, prayer, and abstinence. Then on the day, many undertake a pilgrimage, often carrying offerings called kavadi.
Kavadi. What are those?
It means burden. It can range from just a pot of milk carried on the head to large, elaborate, heavy structures decorated with peacock feathers and images of Murugan. And often these kavadi are attached to the devotee's body through hooks and skewers pierced through the skin, sometimes the back, chest, even the tongue or cheeks. Some pulled chariots attached by hooks in their backs.
Wow. That sounds incredibly painful.
It looks it. But devotees often describe being in a trance-like state, feeling little or no pain, empowered by their faith. It's seen as a way to fulfill vows, offer penance, or give thanks to Lord Murugan. It's a profound display of faith and endurance.
Truly remarkable devotion. Okay, let's lighten the mood slightly, though still quite quirky. The Cooper's Hill Worm Charming Championships. Is that related to the cheese rolling?
Different Cooper's Hill, actually. This one's in Williston in Cheshire, England. Usually happens in June. And yes, worm charming.
Okay, I have to ask, how does one charm a worm? Do you sing to them? Play tiny violins?
He chuckles. Not quite violins, but music is sometimes involved. The basic idea is to coax as many earthworms out of a small plot of ground as possible within a set time, usually 30 minutes. But you absolutely cannot dig them up.
So how do you get them to surface?
Vibrations. That's the key. Worms come up when they sense vibrations, thinking it might be rain or maybe a predator like a mole digging nearby. So competitors use all sorts of techniques.
Yeah.
Tapping the ground, stamping rhythmically, sticking a garden fork and vibrating it, playing musical instruments.
Basically like a brass band for worms.
Sometimes. Or just someone banging a drum or twanging a saw. It's called fiddling or grunting sometimes. Whatever creates the right vibrations.
And this is a serious competition.
Oh, yes. There are rules, designated plots, official worm counters, worm insurers. There's even a Guinness World Record for the most worms charmed. I think it's over 500 in half an hour.
That's amazing. It sounds delightfully absurd.
It really is. A perfect slice of British eccentricity. Lighthearted, but taken quite seriously by the participants.
Brilliant. Okay, finally, let's go to Mexico for a festival that's become globally recognized, but perhaps not always fully understood. Dia de los Muertos. The Day of the Dead.
Ah, Dia de Muertos, yes. Celebrated across Mexico and by people of Mexican heritage elsewhere, typically from October 31st to November 2nd.
And it's not just Mexican Halloween, right? It's something distinct.
Absolutely distinct. While it falls around the same time and might share some visual elements like skeletons, its roots and meaning are very different. It blends indigenous Aztec traditions of honoring the dead with Catholic beliefs brought by the Spanish, specifically All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day.
So what's the core belief?
The core belief is that during these days, The border between the spirit world and the real world dissolves, and the souls of the deceased can return to visit their living relatives.
So it's a welcoming back, not a mourning.
Exactly. It's a celebration of life and death, a remembrance. Families create these beautiful altars called ofrendas in their homes or at grave sites.
What goes on the ofrendas?
Bright orange marigolds called cempasúchil, whose scent is thought to guide the spirits. Candles, photos of the deceased, their favorite foods and drinks, maybe tequila or pan de muerto, a special sweetbread. Sugar skulls, incense, personal mementos. It's all meant to welcome the spirits home and make them feel remembered and loved.
That sounds beautiful, actually. Much different from how death is often treated in, say, Western cultures, more hidden away.
It really is. There's a vibrancy to it. People paint their faces as skulls, calaveras, there are parades, music, storytelling. It acknowledges death as a natural, inevitable part of the human experience, but focuses on connection, memory, and celebrating the lives that were lived. It's joyful, colorful, and deeply profound all at once.
A really powerful perspective.
Definitely. It reminds us that remembrance can be active, joyful, and a way to keep connections alive.
Well, this has been quite the journey through some seriously strange and fascinating festivals. From tomato fights and naked rituals to, well, worm charming and welcoming the dead.
It really shows the incredible diversity of human culture, doesn't it? How different societies find ways to express joy, faith, community, history, even their eccentricities.
Absolutely. These festivals, even the ones that seem totally bizarre on the surface, they offer these little windows into different value systems, different ways of looking at the world, at life and death.
Right. They challenge our own norms, maybe make us think about why we celebrate the way we do, and they all seem to tap into these fundamental human needs, don't they? Mm-hmm. For connection, for release, for marking time, for expressing something spiritual or communal.
That's a great takeaway. They might look weird, but the underlying reasons, maybe not so strange after all.
Exactly. They're just different expressions of shared human impulses.
So something for you listening to think about. When you hear about a tradition that sounds utterly outlandish, maybe pause and consider. What deeper human need might it be fulfilling? What could we maybe learn about ourselves or our own culture by looking at these extraordinary celebrations?
Definitely food for thought. It widens your perspective, doesn't it?
It really does. Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.